now that we have an actually working battle and game loop, we actually need to know what's going to happen when we calculate this. So before you throw the RPC to start combat, so before we, well, not this, the other place we're going to ask that. So player does combat. We're going to have to check if the other player can actually block. Okay, so let's see. Player does combat. Okay. That's for the debug turn. Okay, we don't need that. Let's find the other cases. So this is this one and this is this one. Okay. So first of all, this is wrong because from your block, you're not going to be the one that does combat. You'll be the one that defends combat. So on UI and turn, we should not be running this. We should not do that. We should say that this player is ready. His combat state is ready. So let's collapse all of that and let's throw some RPCs. Let's see. Since all of the combat is here, let's just assign them here, I guess. And let's do subnet RPC public void RPC send or player has finished with combat. Okay, and say string player ID. Of course, only the master is going to control this. And let's copy that and let's just send the RPC as it is. So let's see, let's copy one of these RPCs. Let's paste that in here. Going to move that there. Going to cut that and I'm going to cut this because that's not what we need. And then on the UI and turn, which is down here, we're going to send the RPC instead of doing the player operation. Now, the RPC, the player that ends the combat is of course player ID that finished the combat. Okay. So, this guy's turn is actually over, which means technically we should be trying one of these. So let's see, when you're beginning your turn, reset tapped cards. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Let's see what we do on player and turn. We're getting the next player ID from somewhere. Let's see, RPC player begins combat. Yeah, let's maybe check it from elsewhere. Tab, reset tab card, game operation, pick new card, current player ID, okay. So that's been thrown around when we end a combat, then you start begin combat, player begins combat, okay. We've seen this, player begins combat. Okay, player does combat then. Player does combat. Battle cards, then get next player holder. So here's where we're actually changing the player. So here's what's going to happen. This needs to be moved elsewhere. Well, at least this and not this should stay here. And I'm actually going to replace this entirely to RPC to master resolve combat. Okay, copy that, and let's replace the RPC name, yeah, for obvious reasons. Okay, then let's do sharpnet RPC, public void RPC. Let's see, target player, get next player holder. Why are we using this? Yeah, because you're sending this onto the next player, that's why. And so that means new health. Yeah, so this might, yeah, this will stay here. Actually, no, this will not stay here. This is now the current player. Player battle cards. Okay, this is for the battle instance. And let's change this to current player. So comment that out. Target player. Yeah, the rest can stay. Health, okay, and remove the assign next player. So RPC player or assign next player turn. Okay, so we're going to pass the string player ID and it turn player. Okay, then player holder, equals get next player holder and it player. Okay, then assign next player player holder dot player ID. What that's going to do, get player ID. Yeah, no, this will actually, yeah, okay, that's not what we need, I guess. Resolve combat should stay. Well, let's keep this. I think this is not needed at all. So let's go back. So player does combat, RPC to resolve combat, started combat player ID. Okay, so with this now we need to assign the new player before you resolve the combat, yeah. So let's do assign next player ID, which means this is going to come in here. It's going to find the next player in the order, which of course is going to assign that, and it's going to send the RPC to player starts turn. Then on the player starts turn, you're going to throw the operation for begin turn, which is down here, which of course we could say if battle instances dot count is greater than 0, don't do this, else do this, begin the turn for player. So if battle instances are higher than 0, then basically set the state to player blocks card. Not player blocks card, to player starts block. And the operation for that will be to go over here, okay. Operation begin block for player, and you do check the battle instance, okay. So I think just throwing this or maybe not even, we don't even need this. if we just do okay, so here's what's going to happen. This will stay the same for operation begins turn for player. This will stay the same, but before that we're going to throw the player starts block. Okay, so let's go back. Begins turn, player begins, no combat, turn, begin turn. Instead of this, oops, not this as well. We have two places where we're using the begin turn. This one. We're going to say, instead of begin turn, player begins, player starts block. So in turn, this will come down here, and this will go on of the operation begin block for player. It will check for the battle instances, and it will find the block. But one more thing that needs to happen: if battle instances don't count is greater than 0, and player dot get available cards for block is greater than 0, okay, then you move into the state, which this state actually needs to change to an RPC, public void update or RPC set player to block. Okay, then string player ID, here it is. And of course we're going to have to find the player holder. Player get player ID. Okay, then player dot state, player state equals block. Let's also say that current player ID now will be player ID. Log text to that, and I guess we can change that as well to player. Okay, so we don't need this anymore because we're going to be throwing the RPC. Yeah. For set player to block. Okay, so this will setting up everything if there are battle instances, and if there aren't, of course we're going to just begin the turn, otherwise so on and so on. Then when this player ends the block, so when the UI turn and turn, when you click from the block, you end that, you're going to go in here, then on dash combat, assign next player. Oh, instead of dash combat, yeah, we kinda need to resolve this somehow. Player has finished with combat. Okay, so we're setting this the RPC, then with this, let's see, RPC player has finished combat. Oh, here we are. Game operations, or player ID, game operations dot player does no, player does combat will not. Let's add a new one, and let's add a new game operation. Player does combat, and let's rename this to resolve combat, and then player finishes combat moves. Okay, Then set this to player finishes combat moves, card ID -1. Okay, so game operations, then resolve combat will just be this. Okay, and let's create the other case, which is player finishes combat moves, which is going to be assign next player ID. Okay, then going back, I think we're already using this. Okay, so we're using this here. Perfect. Save that, minimize, and let's test it out. We need to do a new build. Yeah, somehow we are only 50 minutes in, although I swear I thought it would be like an hour past. But anyway, oh yeah, I have the build open, so I need to close it and then do a build run, otherwise you're going to get an error, obviously. Okay, hit play. Hit play. Join room. Join room. So, enter. Yeah, okay, so we get an error now. When you're sending this begin turn for player. Yeah, you actually receive that. So why are you not? Yeah, I think we broke something. Oops. Begin turn. Yeah, we definitely broke something. Pick new card. Let's see. Let's open this. Let's start. I'm going to start the game from here, and I'm first going to attach this into Unity. Let's put a breakpoint just down here, and we'll see. I'm going to join the room, and I'm going to join the room as well. So, begin block for player. Okay, get in. If battle instances that count is greater than 0, okay. Okay, then you're going to start begin the turn. Okay, you get in, you picked up a card, reset tab cards, begin, and everything is pick up a new card. Okay, so everything seems to be working, at least for this. Then I'm going to drop a card. Okay, we know what that's going to do. And here we are. It got dropped here. So I'm going to click end turn. And let's see what's going to happen. OP, player ends turn. Then you're going to throw the RPC to master player ends turn. So that's going to come down here. Let's see. Yeah. Then on the RPC player begins combat, you're going to go down here. Okay, then in here you will start with player begins combat, which should be down here. Okay, continue. Then it's going to look that the attacking cards are basically 0. Then you're going to send the resolve combat. Go down. So technically we should be here, continue. Yeah, here's the issue. And player holder, get battle player, okay. So basically, because we remove the assigned next player, that's it. So instead of resolving combat, since we know there is no attacking happening, you can just say assign next player. Okay, minimize that. Clear that. Let's do a build. And let's see. Move that on the side. Let's hit play. I'm just going to join from the editor. Join room again. Drop that in and turn. Yeah, now it's working fine. And turn. And turn. Okay, 2 starts turn and turn. Let's do combat on the next one. So starts turn. I can move this. I made him to go and attack, and I'm going to click and turn. Player 2 starts turn. And I've actually started the turn normally. Huh. So because we started the turn normally, we skip the resolve phase. Yeah, we skip the resolve phase entirely. So RPC set player to combat. Set player set out to battle started combat. Then I think it has to do with after we finish. So when you end turn and you are in battle, let's put a breakpoint here. Let's move this on the side. Let's hit play. Join room. Yeah, we don't need this anymore. It's not really something useful. Continue. Okay, so drop that and turn. Player begins combat. Okay, continue. We don't need this either. Okay, continue. Then drop this and turn. And turn. And turn. And turn. Okay, so player has finished combat. Okay, we know it's working for this one at least. So starts and turn. We're going to do combat, and now I'm going to click and turn. So when the client actually does call this, yeah, we need to have made it from here. So let's see. Player has finished with combat. Move in. And of course you're going to go down here. Player finishes with combat. Oh yeah. Assign next player. Then in here you're just going to assign the next player, which in turn is going to just say player starts turn. RPC. And technically we should be coming down here, yes. Go in here. Player starts block, which is here. Continue, get inside, and let's put a breakpoint here. Continue then. So battle instances, there is a count, and get available cards for block. We do not get a count. We'll see. On the next of that, yeah, we do get in. Get available cards for block. RPC then set player to block. It just does all of that. Let's click continue. And yeah, so now you should be waiting for block, but we lost everything. Yeah, I think we timed out. Yeah, okay, so let's see. Let's do another build and run actually. So technically when we are starting with the block, we should be able to, well, we should be able to see at least that we are on the block state here. So let's say click join. Okay, we don't need this. Continue. And I don't need this as well. So drop that and turn, drop that and turn, drop that and turn, drop that and turn, and turn, and turn. Okay, move that, and then moving this guy to combat, and I'm going to click and turn. You go directly to this start turn, which is kind of weird. But let's see. Yeah, you go on player state to play. Let's switch that to block, and we can see that I can block this. Okay, we don't need that now. Okay, so I can block this. When I click enter now, it technically should just resolve the combat, which does. And there we are, we have resolved the combat. So the issue now is that basically the player state does never change to player. It never change to block actually. I mean, not player. Let's go back down. No, this sets you to combat, okay. Let's see, do we have the block anywhere? This will be down here. RPC set player to block. Let's put a breakpoint here. Let's try it again. Drop that down here, drop that down here, drop that here. Okay, we want the other guy. Okay, we don't need this. Then this guy is going to do combat, so technically when I click now, we're never coming in here. That's it. So from player has finished combat, we're never moving. finishes combat move. Player finishes combat move. Get next. Do we get the assign next player? We do get this. And we do get the RPC for player starts turn, which means we should be getting the player starts block as well. Player starts block. But we're not coming in here. That's weird. So on the game manager, what do we do? One is at battle, the other is at play for whatever reason. Let's put a breakpoint here and here. And let's try that again. OP begin turn for player. Which player that is? That's player 1, okay, so that is the other guy. Okay, then and turn. Oops, what? Yeah, now we are on a complete deadlock. So let's try it again. No need for a new build. Oh, yeah, we weren't on a break. Yeah, forgot to click continue. Join room. Okay, continue on that. Drop that and turn. Continue. And turn. Yeah, okay, let's get rid of this. And turn. And turn. Player 2 starts turn. And okay, and turn. Combat and turn. And turn combat. Now let's put the breakpoints. And actually let's just put it in here. So this is now locally, unless the player holder is actually the wrong one. Is local true? No, that's the local player, okay. Then from the battle instances you have one battle instance that we say let's see, values, review, count on public members, count. Yeah, that's it. The player, maybe this doesn't work, maybe we don't get this. So let's say if, let's put a debug.log first of all. p.get available cards for block. Let's see how much this will be. Minimize that or delete it. Now let's see, because I think that was the case. We had the battle instance, but we didn't have, or we didn't take it like we have cards to throw the, yeah, to actually block. Okay, so player 2 starts turn. Okay, combat, ignore that. Starts turn, combat. Let's do clear and turn. Yeah, that's it. We start the block phase, but we're getting a 0 value on the tapped cards. Okay, so that's the only thing that we need to fix right now, is why we're getting 0 value. And let's see, this is the local player, downgrade, card physical instance is not tapped. Okay, so I think maybe it has to do with this one. Value plus plus. Oh, yeah, because this was a battle card. Because, damn it, we wanted the down cards, not the battle cards. So now this will be working perfectly. But one last thing. Okay, one last thing is that this shouldn't just, yeah, this will begin block for player. Actually, this will begin the turn. Or actually, this will just, instead of begin turn, it should probably, we can say that if battle instances dot count is greater than 0, again, even if we have it above, the game operation we want to throw now is the resolve. Player ID, game operation dot resolve combat -1. Or maybe we can just set it up in here. Yeah, let's try the resolve and we'll see. That's probably easy to show. So, yeah, so you know what? This is, even though it's slow progress, it's still a lot of progress. We only need a few things more for the game, so that will do it. Join room, drop that in, and turn, drop that in, and turn, drop that in, and turn, drop that in. Let's see, okay, and turn, no combat for now. So let's test this all out. I'm going to first attack once and see what that's going to do and if we have any deadlocks. Player 2 gets in the block phase. I'm not going to block, I'm just going to click and turn, and we did damage. Okay, so that worked. We are in end turn, but we're still in block phase. Even though the game has been resolved, we are in the block phase. So let's go back. On the resolve combat, player finishes resolve combat. Okay, RPC to master resolve combat. What? Oh, yeah. To master resolve combat. Okay, get player, set player. Yeah. When resolve combat, we do not assign the next player, so that will be, that's easy to fix. If battle instance is that, otherwise set begin turn for the next player. And if there are battle instances, then just simply change the, change the, well, yeah, I don't know. I lost my train of thought. So yeah, if there are battle instances, just resolve the combat and then start the turn for the next player. I think that should do it. I think that should probably cover that issue. So, let's see. This is succeed, okay. Hit play, move that aside, hit play. Join room, drop that in and turn, drop that in and turn, drop that in and turn, drop that in and turn. I'm going to end the turn now. Okay, start turn. Combat. I'm going to end the turn. I'm going to let him attack and turn. We are still in block phase. But if we switch this to play, we are able to play and then do combat. Okay, so that's what we're going to just change on assign or on begin turn, I guess, since I'm pretty sure that this is happening. Begin turn, OP, begin turn for player. No, it's not happening. I think because this is available cards. Okay, let's say that you set player for block, set player to block. Okay, you're doing all of that, but then when you press UI and turn, when you're ending your turn, and you are on block, yes, you do resolve combat here. Resolve combat on your end, which means you also can set up on the player ID. You can set that, say, yeah, so we're missing the begin turn. So let's go back. Yeah, let's do it like this. Else resolve combat. Okay, then inside the resolve combat, we're going to do begin turn after that. Okay, now technically we should be doing this inside the resolve combat, so maybe just drop it there. Or are we doing that? Anyway, let's drop it inside this switch and we'll see. Okay. Clear that. Build a run. So move that aside, go to the game, hit play, join room, drop that, and turn, and turn, and turn, and turn. Okay, 2 starts turn. Okay, and turn. We don't want combat for now. 1 starts turn, combat, block phase, and turn. Player 2 starts turn, and we pick up a card. Perfect. And turn, combat. Let's say that we want to attack, and turn. Player 1 starts turn, so dropping a card, dropping this guy. Combat. We're not going to do combat for now. Okay, there's only one small issue. Yeah, something didn't reset actually. And 2 starts turn, 2 is us, and turn. Player 2 starts combat. There's some issue with our card, so that's okay. I'm going to click and turn, and on the block phase, I'm going to throw this to block. I guess that's kind of this issue. and I'm going to click enter, and that will basically screw everything up. Player 1 starts turn, combat. We do not have any combat, starts turn. Okay, down here. Yeah, okay, we did fix some of this, but we still have some issues that they are not synced. So let's take a breather, because we are recording for 45 minutes. And on the next one, we're going to polish this and finish it and actually make it look like it's working without any desyncs. The game could just play. We removed any deadlocks. So, or all we have to do now is basically just sync the little issues we have, and we should be good to go. So, as always, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, and if you like to see more videos, more series, more of everything, then consider supporting me on Patreon so we can keep making all of these. So, I'll see you next time.